Y'all are really going crazy on the redeems, huh? Hello, Iris and Kit. It's good to see y'all. Hello, everyone. Look at my ears. Look at them. Hello, gamers. Oh, hello. Oh, no. Oh. No. Not again. I am ashamed. Hello, gamers. It's good to see y'all. I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome. Happy Thursday. Yes, it is Thursday. Bottom text. I'm gonna tell wife on you. Oh no. My wife. I barely picked up, I think. Um, yeah, how's everyone doing? How's your day going? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? I'm doing okay. I had a good breakfast. It's nice and sunny out, and my day is going better than yesterday. So, yeah, I'm having a decent day today. It's been a day. Happy I was here to catch a stream. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm sorry it's been a day though. I hope it gets better. Hopefully it gets better. But yeah, my day's been okay. Um, yeah, just okay. Yes, hugs for Kit. So many hugs for Kit. It's my model being kind of weird. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Why am I not blinking? Why am I having this issue again? Hold on. Oh, so many hugs. Thank you for the hug. I think it's on a cooldown though. That's why I think it didn't work for me. Oh hell yeah. I'm fixing my model, but I'm dancing. That should be okay for now. We dancing, we dancing. Yeah. I don't know what to talk about. Today's day 4 of the Donathon. Um, my head is very empty. Yes, check that. All the information you need is there in the message that Iris just sent for me. Thank you, Iris. But yeah, let's go to the Donathon scene. Wow. Wow. Hello, Dano. Welcome on in. Wowdy. Wowdy, wowdy, wowdy. Be wowdy. I hope you're doing well, friend. It's good to see you. Okay. So we're looking at our $200 goal right now, which we are $90 away from. And that will be a Discord movie night in the future. It'll be really fun. I hope we hit that goal. Because after that we got a couple raffles. Like I'll be raffling off some stickers and some art from me. Eventually I'll be raffling off a t-shirt. But yeah, we got plenty of cool things planned. Like a community VR chat hangout, handcam, tarot stream, an ASMR stream in the future. And my final goal is I will beat Outlast on stream, which is very scary. For individual donation incentives, for $10, I will do 10 squats. For $25, you can get a full body chibi from me. And then for $50, I will ada. All these very fun. I'm glad. I'm very glad. I hope they're fun. I hope we hit a few more goals because I think I would really like to do some of these things. So yeah, if you're interested, check it out. Check it out if you're interested. Yeah, I've been having a good time with the Donathon so far. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest of it. Tomorrow and Saturday will probably be the last days. I might extend it, but we shall see. Thank you for banning that bot, Iris. But yeah, let's go back to just chatting for a little bit. Here I am. Bonk. Hell yeah. Yeah, I don't think I have a whole lot else to say. I'm quite cold. It's cold today. I need to warm my hands up a little bit before I get into art. Also, spoiler alert, we're doing art today because I want to. Hee. Gotta warm up my hands. Okay. Yay, art. Yeah, I got some work done on that Warrior Cats art, but I think I'm gonna work on a commission before that. Yeah, yippee! Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a nice chill day, hopefully. And yeah, how about let's get into it. We're talking about it. Let's get into it. Yippee! Alright, this is what we're gonna work on today. This is a commission for demo of their D&D character. I love drawing D&D characters. Okay, I need to put on my wrist brace and stuff. Give me 1 second. I will, I'm I won't mute. What the heck? What the heck? You guys can listen to my Velcro. My Velcro fart noises. Do we want some Velcro ASMR? Velcro time. Ready? There. That's all you get. TOS? What? It's just ASMR. That's not against TOS. It's just Velcro. Smile. I'm confused. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's get into this. I gotta tighten my wrist brace. That's what. Oh, sorry. I punched my mic. My wrist brace keeps loosening. Gosh dang it. Okay, that's good enough for now. I need my fucking pen. Oops. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna do the shading. I gotta pick out a nice color to do it. To do. I think I wanna do that pink. I think that'll look good. Yeah, it will. Okay. It's settled. I will use pink. So I think shading with pink looks really good. But that's just me. Anyone have any plans for today? What are the plans today? I don't really have any plans besides stream. Might need to do like some laundry or something. Going out to eat with my mom, grandma, and GF. Nice. Hell yeah. Vibe, do a little work nap. Hell yeah as well. I hope you both have great days. I hope everyone here has a great day. How does that look? Um, I think I'll try a different way. And thank you, Dano. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, friend. Yeah, I like that better. Wow. Um, yeah, I don't really have plans. Um, bottom text. My plan is to survive. I forgot I'm gonna have to do it differently on that side. That's okay. Exactly. You get it. You get it, Iris. Oops. Selected the wrong color. Um, yeah, I don't have a whole lot to say. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, what happened over here? Shit. When I see what happened. No thoughts head empty. Me too. Me too. Only filled with art. Exactly. You get it. You get it. Okay, now let's move my freaking ruler and then we'll color over here. I need to do this. Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt. You guys remember that video? Classic. That sounds familiar. It's like people LARPing, I think. And this guy's just like throwing lightning bolts at this other guy. Yeah, classic. Um, alright, let's save. Bring the ruler back. Bring the ruler back. Nice. Now this is looking epic. Alright, let's do the hat. And then we'll do the feathers. I think that sounds good. That's not what I meant to do. Hat time. I think I just, yeah, I think I just need to do that. Yeah, that looks better. Hat. Yes. Hat. So true. No worries, Kit. You take care. Have a good lurk. Enjoy your lurk. Okay. No worries, Iris. You take care and have a good lurk, friend. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it.
¿Quieres?
I will do a hydrate, thank you. And a stretch. Do you see it? Nothing. Okay, I will hydrate and stretch after I save. But yeah, you take care, Iris. I have to sneeze. It's gone. Okay, let me hydrate. Okay, and I will stretch. Okay. Ooh, big stretch. Okay, I have done that. Ad is starting soon. I've been going for half an hour already. God damn. True, time does fly when you art. If sometimes. Okay, how do I want to shade the hat? I want to zoom out. That's what I want to do. No, why you do this to me? Oops. Bucket tool, why do you hate me? Yeah. Oops. Ignore that gradient. I didn't mean to put that there. Radiant be upon ye. Bucket? Oh, why doesn't it work on the dark color? I don't understand. Okay, yeah, let's remove that layer, or that, oh, there I go. Gonna move the ruler, and then we'll shade this part, because this part is not symmetrical. Almost hit the corner. So close. Why didn't the worm work? I think the worm will go off after the bounce is done, but thank you, Ordinary Clover. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. We're just doing some art right now. Nice chill art stream. The worm will be ready eventually. Right there. There it is. A worm? Howdy, howdy, howdy. A worm? Oops. Shading is so tedious, but like it really helps everything come together. And I like making fun shapes. I like shapes. I don't know what I'm talking about. There we go. Okay. Yeah, reminder we are about $90 away from our next goal. So yeah, if you want to check those out, if I can spell, check out that information. We're so close to our next goal. Well, not really, but oh, ad break starting in 1 minute. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. I can't wait until I make the '07 matcha emote, so we have that. But I want to get some stuff out of my queue before I work on that. This and my Warrior Cats art that I was working on yesterday. Um, I want to get those finished. Yeah. Also, I don't think I've mentioned this on stream, but like I have a new art queue. It's this cute little program called Civ. It's like anti-AI. It's great. And it's really easy to use. Because there was that Trello scare that was like, hold on, I think this is the command. Yeah. Um, it doesn't work on some mobile browsers for some reason. I'm looking into that, but the people behind it are so nice and it works perfectly for what I need. And yeah, I really like it. But yeah, there was that whole Trello scare where like people thought it was gonna start like charging to use Trello, but like for most people it wasn't gonna start charging. Trello ban not safe for work. That's lame. uh yeah. I heard it was like gonna start charging people to use it, but then it turns out that it wasn't gonna start charging everyone. Um I don't know, but I moved to Civ. I really like it so far. Everyone is super nice. And yeah, if you need a really simple art queue, I recommend it. And they're still working on a lot of stuff too. I was reading it in Spanish. Oh, yeah, it's to do. I gotcha. I gotcha. That's all good. I don't know. Hold on. I'm just. Welcome back. Um. Yeah, welcome back, everyone. Sorry, I spaced out. Does the I just want to see if this command works. Oh, okay, it does. But yeah, it's called Civ. It's cool. I like it. I'm not being paid by them to say this, by the way. I just like it. I just think it's neat. Um, what else do I have to say? I don't have a whole lot to say today. I'm just focusing. Hopefully, I can get this commission finished today. Hopefully. I just need to do the shading and I need to figure out what color background I want. So I honestly have no idea. I keep forgetting to ask them and they forgot to tell me. So it's all good. It's all good. Life is busy. I'm gonna save. Okay. I'll summon demo with vibes and then you can ask them. The website is broken as shit and we're on PC. Oh no. Well, that sucks. It works fine for me. So I have no idea. That's really weird. Oh well. Oop. That was an accident. You have it on a 16 by 10 screen? Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's still very new, so there are like absolutely gonna be bugs and stuff, but yeah. They got a GitHub. I'm not sure. They have a Discord server. Yeah, I have no idea. For bugs? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm in their Discord server where they like have a bug thing. But yeah. I might like be like, "Hey, a lot of my community is having trouble seeing the website." I'll probably let them know. This song is kind of banger. What is this? The setter, the girl from the future. Interesting. To specify that it was on a 1610 screen. Yeah, My other friend was having trouble with it on mobile. So yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'll let him know. Adjusting in my chair. Mobile's also 1610 when sideways. Ah, I see. Yeah, my friend like couldn't load the website at all on mobile. I think it was just like their browser, but I have no idea. I mean, I always keep people updated when they commission me, so I let them know where I'm at. Oh well, we'll figure something out. Boop 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 boop. All right, we are making progress. We are doing it. I'm doing art so good right now. Okay. Yeah, let's do some light now. Yeah, let's do this. I should be able to finish this today. Hopefully. Ooh. Oh, my slipper got stuck to something under my desk. We're good. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, that's fair. I've never used Modrinth. Yeah. It's a Minecraft thing. Yeah, I usually use multi-MC. I think I think someone I know uses Modrinth though. I don't really like this song. Um, skip it. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I like this song. Hello. See, we're not making out this time. This time. Pomni jump scare real. Okay. We're so close to being done this. I'm so excited. It's looking so good. Ooh. I fucked that up a little bit. That's fine. Struggling. Hold on. Rotate. Zoom and enhance. Rotate. Yes. Bug. Nice. That was beautiful. Beautiful line. Rotate like microwave. Exactly. You get it. Okay, now we will move this ruler and start working on the asymmetrical stuff. I'm in focus mode. Focus mode. I'm thinking about warrior cats. I'm always thinking about warrior cats. Who am I kidding? Okay, let's save. And I need to stretch my shoulder a little bit. Oh, okay. Okie dokie. Oops. Wrong brush. That was my eraser. Okay. Okay, am I all done with that? I believe so. Uh, Hold on. Just want to add some small lines right here. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah, I'm just about done now. Just gotta finish the shading. Yippee! Our first fictive is a trip. Oh. It'd be like that. That's how, yeah. Yeah. The Pomni jump scare had us on a rant. No worries. Interesting. Very interesting. I love hearing about other people's systems. Okay. What is this the midnight? Yes. This song rocks. Um, okay. I got distracted. Yeah, let's finish shading this creature. I need to change the size of my eraser for this. Wrong brush. There we go. Okay. Now we're cooking. There's a time where we weren't as respectful and wouldn't have believed in fictives until we got one. But that time was also before we knew we were plural. I understand. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm a system, and this is coming from someone who is a system with fictives. Um, it's like it's for me at least. I'm trying not to get canceled here. It's strange to have characters live in your brain. Like, I'm not saying it's not real. It absolutely is. But it's weird. Like, hey, that's my roommate anime character. It's it's always a strange experience, you know? For me at least. It do be silly sometimes. Yes. DID or being plural, it's not just DID. Being plural is so silly and fun. I'm just kidding. It is an experience. I'll say that. Ad starting soon. Good luck, everyone. Okay. No ad this time? It'll start soon, not quite yet. Yeah, report back what ads you get. What ads have I been getting on Twitch? I haven't been watching a lot of Twitch lately. Old Spice ads? Yeah, those ones are weird. Old Spice ads have always been strange. Old Spice. Ah! Okay, time to do the feathers. We'll get a smaller brush here. Perfect. Do, 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 do. Oh, I'm so yippy. Why is it BIPOC and not we're not in that community, so we're not as familiar? Honestly, I'm not sure. Um it's black and indigenous people of color versus uh people of color. I don't know. Um Genuinely, I don't know. Fair, yeah. I just want this to be a safe space for everyone. I hope this is a chill place for everyone. I know my streams are like really laid back because I'm so quiet, but this is fine. I wish I had more to talk about, but I just don't. I don't. I don't know what to say. I'm shy. I have bad anxiety, but I still really like streaming. It is what it is. Okay. I'm gonna. You can look at their mouth while I do a quick stretch. On anxiety's your anxiety. Thank you. Oh, I really need it. Black and indigenous people have had an especially egregious treatment, which is not to say other people of color don't also have bad times. I see what you're saying, Dano, yeah. Yeah, I honestly I just don't think I'm educated enough to answer that question, to be honest. Change the brush size. It is a good question though, and a valid question. Okay, back to the smaller brush for this. Perfect. Trying really hard not to keep hitting my mic with um my tablet pen. I adjusted the way that my mic is usually. I adjusted it like maybe like a week or two ago, but I've just been using my mic differently than usual. And yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh yeah. I keep hitting my mic stand, my mic arm because of where it is now. I forgot to fucking shade that. Oh, good luck everyone. Good luck in the ads. Okay, that's good. Back to here. I gotta fucking sneeze again. Um, Sorry if you heard my throat make a weird noise. That was kind of gross. I'm sorry. Don't hit Mike with tablet pen challenge rating impossible. Real. I mean, at least I have a mic arm. Things were a lot worse sounding when I didn't have a mic arm. I'm very thankful for my mic arm. I think you bought it for me, Dano, actually. So thank you. Shout out to Dano. Let me do a save. What is this song? Why is it like spooky ghost sounding? This is some Scooby Doo ass song. This sounds like a song that would be in Scooby Doo if there was a ghost haunting like an old like vaporwave mall or something. Welcome back. Glad the mic arm's been helpful. Oh, it's life changing. It's wonderful. Thank you, Dano. It's so good. Yeah, welcome back after the ads, everyone. I hope you had a good ad break. Okay, let's get rid of that ruler. I don't need it right now. And we will finish this off. Almost done. Okay, okay. Let's go, let's go. We're dancing, we're vibing. Okay, let's do a big save. Excuse me, my throat keeps making bad noises. It's always when I'm on stream that my throat makes the worst noises. I like, yeah, I wanna add a little bit more to the eyes, a little more detail. That looks good. You do very good eyes. Thank you. I appreciate it. I really like drawing eyes. I'm gonna go back to this layer. Oops. We're good. We're good. And we're gonna do a little bit of this. Just add a little bit of black in there. Yeah, I like how that looks. Borth. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the hap borth. I am old now. I think I'm happy with this. Yeah. Why angry? Why angry, Dano? No, old. Okay. Right, okay. Early 20s and back hurts. Mood. Oh god, I'm in my mid 20s. Oh, man. Welcome. I just thought about it. I just thought about it. Oh no. Okay, well, sticker outline, I guess. It'll look fucked up for a second, but then it'll look good. Oh wait, I did the wrong color. I wasn't paying attention. Sticker outline be upon ye. So real. Okay. Right color this time. Boom. Sticker outline be upon ye. And then that goes all the way down here. And then we need to do it to this too. Whoa. Sticker outline be upon ye. You go all the way down here. Naming layers. Yippee. Nice. Hi, Kit. Thank you. Welcome on in. Um, yeah, let me export it. I think I'm all done this. Export vibes and jams. Hell yeah. This will be transparent. And I don't want a watermark. And then we'll do watermarked transparent. And the watermarked one will have a watermark. That's how it works. Okay. I'm just gonna close these. Okay. I'm just gonna pull this up and look at it in a separate tab just to make sure it looks good. I think it looks great. Okay. Let me send this off to demo to the moth. Um okay. It is sent. Let me update my queue. The queue that doesn't work, but that's okay. Edit. It is under review. All right, I'm debating. It's about time for me to take a break. I'm getting really sore. Um, just debating on what I want to do right now. Um, while I wait for demo to get back to me, I think break time to unsort. I think I should do that, yeah. And I'll come back and we'll hang out a little more. I'll work on some Warriors art. I think that sounds good. Yeah, let me get set up here. Nice. Hell yeah. We'll do some more shading on my J Feather art. Let me take off my wrist brace. No, I'm not sure who that is. I'm friends with DONOTHON. I'll shout them out. Yeah, this demo is my friend. I'm not sure who Demo S is or Demos, but I understand how that's what you heard. I understand that being what you heard, rather. Yeah, Demo is a sweetheart and a moth. um, yeah, I think I'm gonna take followed. Hell yeah. I think I'm gonna take a quick break here. Moth, yes. We're gonna play some words on stream and just vibe for a bit while I go take a break. And yeah, thank you all so much for joining me so far. I hope you have a great break. Go get a snack, get a drink, get anything else you need, and let's meet back here in a little bit. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. BRB. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you had a great break. I hope you got a snack and some water, maybe a nice fancy beverage if that's your thing. I got water, and that's it. But yeah, welcome back. Um, we're gonna keep working on some art, and yeah, I have a few changes to make to this piece, and I gotta add a background. Um, but it's gonna be really easy. So yeah, let's do it. Hope everyone's doing well. And demo just wasn't really a fan of this. Um, and we gotta add a background. Um, oh, I edited the wrong part. I think I think this is the part that they're talking about. Yeah, yeah. That and okay, that should be good. Now do a new folder and I will color it yellow. Um excuse me. We will load up a gradient. This one looks good. Beautiful. Okay. That looks good. And then we'll do some clouds. If I can find. There it is. Okay. And I'm gonna add a little more detail to the clouds. Um, boop, 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 boop. I think I'm gonna do this differently. Hello, Hannibal, and hello, Kit. Welcome, friend. I hope you're doing well. I gotta sneeze again. Oh, that looks better. That looks softer. Okay. Let us export this and we'll send it off to demo and see what they think. Background. Background. No watermark. Oh, no worries, Dano. I'll whisper. I'll do ASMR. No, I won't do that. Well, welcome back. No worries. I gotta export this again, and we'll save it as um watermarked background with a watermark. And then do that, and we'll re-export this. Transparent. I know it exists already. No watermark. And then one more time with a watermark. Watermark, transparent, blah, 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 blah. There we go. All right. All right, I'm sending it to demo, so I need to type a message, so I might be quiet. Okay, it is sent. And I think they like it. Yippee! Typing away. Okay, we're all done this one. Are you guys ready to see my J feather art? So I'm quite proud of it. Let me just make sure these files are okay. Yeah. Once I exported, I just wanted to make sure they were like actually watermarked. Okay, I'll take care of that after stream. Oh wait, did I close it? No, I didn't. Okay, this took me um 2 hours and 15 minutes. I just need to update some things. Sorry, I know this isn't interesting. Complete it. Demo symmetrical icon has been completed, so I will delete that. Perfect. Um, okay. I'm ready to close this. Are you guys ready to see my warriors art? Boom. I did a little bit more. I got a little more work done. I finished the coloring and the background, and now I just need to do the shading. I started a little bit on the tail. You can barely see it. Um, But yeah, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I really like it so far. I really like the background. Um, and yeah, let's do some shading on it. I can't spell. Okay, I am ready. Let me make sure I'm on the right brush. Yeah, and I was shading up here. So let's do that. I need to select the right color though first. Oh, white woman jump scare.
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here.
The white guy jump scare. Hello, Tech. Welcome on in, friend. I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Very good to see you. Where's the color I need? Okay. Yeah, I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for the Vsauce jump scare. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Oops. I hope your head feels better. Headaches are the worst. I'm sorry. I believe in you though. You got this. I am sending you Excedrin migraine because sometimes it works for me. Yeah, you got this, friend. Do you know that you can't buy Excedrin migraine in Canada? Very interesting. Gibby. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot to talk about the Donathon. We're $90 away from our next goal, our second goal, which is a Discord movie night, community movie night in the Discord server. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll get to choose what movie we want to watch. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So hopefully we can hit that goal soon. Um, you can check out all the goals here. And yeah, thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you, thank you. So I have some individual donation incentives too. So for how do I shade this? It's fine. Um, for $10, I will do 10 squats, and for $25, you will get a full body chibi from me, and for $50, 50 buckaroos, I will do an ada ada, a real one. I've done one already. I'll do it again. We got some fun raffles planned for some higher goals. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. My ad is about to start. That's okay. Good luck, everyone. Have a good ad. I'm lost in the sauce again. Sorry, everyone. Oh, good luck, everyone. Good luck in the ads. What's everyone up to? I hope everyone's having a good lurk, having a good day. What have you guys been up to today? Yes, is tech. Is a tech. A drox. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a good ad break. I'm sorry I need to run ads, but like, I am poor. Bottom text. Warrior Cats time. Yeah, let me zoom out while I answer some messages. Gorp? Hi, Demo. Welcome on in, friend. I hope you're doing well. You know this already, but I just finished working on your commission. And I hope you like it. Right now I'm working on a warrior cat. Um, because I'm predictable. I'm glad. I'm very glad. Thank you again for commissioning me, friend. I appreciate you. Me. I love art. I was going through. Aw, no worries, Demo. You take care. You take care of yourself and have a good day. What was I saying? I don't remember. Art. You love it. I do love it. Oh yeah, I remembered. Thank you, Dano. I was having a really bad art block, and I was just like, I don't know. I just couldn't work on art, but I'm feeling it again. Oh shit, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. That's what I'm saying. Oops. Shit, I selected the wrong color. Nice. Hell yeah. That's all. That's all I wanted to say. Oob. I almost hit the Vine boom button. I'm sorry. I would have scared myself. I'm probably gonna have to color this in by hand. You know what? Um, I just shade it like this. Oh shit, this is gonna be so much easier. Okay, I'm brilliant. My brain is so huge. So now I can use the bucket tool and it'll work. And it won't get fucked up on all the stripes. Look at me go. Yeah, yeah. Oh, look at me. Let me cook. Let me cook. This is how real artists feel. I guess I am a real artist. I'm doing art right now. I'm making this with my hands. That's so crazy. You are a real artist. You are a real artist. I download that art you made for me the other day. It makes me laugh so hard. Can I show you the art you made me? Can I show Oh my god. Can I show the art you made me for my birthday on stream? Yes. Okay. I'm just gonna open it in Clip Studio. Um it makes me laugh so hard. Where is it? Uh Here it is. Oh, I lost it. I found it. Look at that. That's me. Look at what Dano drew for me. I love it so much. Thank you, Dano. It makes me laugh so hard. I love it. Also, I love the brush you used. It's a really nice looking brush. This is excellent. This is quality content. I heart it. I drew that with my mouse. Okay, let's close this. And don't save it. It was perfect already. Okay. Warrior cat. Okay, I still have the right color. Also, 21 Pilots fans, how we feeling today? New song dropped this morning. I've stolen my girlfriend's tablet to draw on, so it's Ibis Paint, Dip Pen, Bleed. Okay. Interesting. I I always want to like experiment with other brushes, but I'm so loyal to Clip Studio Paint Turnip Pen. Clip Studio Paint Turnip Clip Studio Paint Turnip Pen, save me. Save me, Clip Studio Paint Turnip Pen. It's just perfect. It's the perfect brush. And I like textured brushes a lot. Like, I like looking at them, but when I use them for my own art, it just doesn't feel right. You know? I should do that art challenge that's like, you guys tell me like prominent features in my art, and then I have to do art and like try not to do that. So like for example, I think one of my prominent features is like pretty thick lines. So I would have to draw with like thin lines, and like I use a pretty solid brush, and so I'd have to use like a slightly like transparent brush. Pretty eyes. Oh, well, thank you. I really like drawing eyes. So yeah, I'd have to draw ugly eyes. No, I just have to draw different eyes. You know what I would draw? I would draw like, excuse me, I had a hiccup. Like early 2000s, 13-year-old's first time drawing anime eyes. That's what I would draw. I kind of want to try and draw one of those right now. Should I open another canvas and do an anime eye tutorial? Once I finish Among Us. Oh yeah, the Among Us. I forgot about that. When people are using the Among Us to draw eyes. That was so funny. Okay. Um gonna do a bit more shading on this chest area, and then I'll do an anime eye tutorial. Okay. Saved. Let's do a new, and I'm gonna change my pen to the G pen. So I have very low stability. Well, I have medium stability on it. Okay, that's good. I want it thicker. Yeah, I want it thicker. Okay. Okay. Hey guys, welcome to my anime eye tutorial. It's it's 2011 and I'm a child. No, it's not. It's not Twitch. It's 2024 and I'm 25 years old. Um so you want to start with the shape of the eye. No, that's bad. They do it like this. This is the top lid, and you do want to do like a thick lash. This is just how I draw eyes. This is just how I draw eyes normally. And then you want to clean it up. And then you get like a line under there. The truth come out. And you want to add some eyelashes. You are the anime kid. I was. Dano, you didn't know me back then, but I unfortunately was. And then you have a big old iris here. I don't hate this. Is that a problem? Is that a problem that I'm trying too hard? I like this so many how to draw anime books. Oh my god, me too. Those were so good. And then it has like They're usually pretty dark. Like that. And then there's usually like anthropomorphic characters. Yeah, how to draw furries books. I remember those. Those were so lit. That's where I learned everything. And usually it's kind of like this. This looks pretty good, TBH. I know, I'm trying a little bit too hard. And then there's like so many eye sparkles. And we'll make this one a heart just because. That seems like an anime thing to do. I'm gonna save this. Art, whips, sure. Anime, eye, wall. Perfect. Yeah, I'm saving this. This is, I'm pretty, this is the best thing I've ever drawn in my life. Half joke. If I could go back in time and show little anime matcha this, they would lose their fucking mind. I tell you that. And there, this is how you draw an anime eye. Brought to you by Matcha. Matcha the mangaka. I think that's how you say that. A manga artist? I don't know. Hell yeah, hell yeah. I'm just gonna leave that open. Thank you for coming to my tutorial. Bye. No, we're gonna keep streaming. I am gonna. I'll go back and clip it. Okay, now I need to fix my brush. Go back to the ones that I was using. 20. Okay, perfect. Where was I? Um. Oh, I just finished this chest area. Let's do this leg. Claws. Also, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna go bother my wife in a couple minutes. So I'll put the BRB screen on for that. I'm not sure how long I'll go for though today. I probably won't put the words on stream BRB screen on. So I won't be gone for that long. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Also, tonight for one night only, Hereditary is back in IMAX. Or for just tonight. And I want to see it so bad, but I'm too scared to go alone because my wife isn't really a horror movie fan, which is fair. And I would love to go and see that in IMAX if I had like a friend to go with me because I'm too scared to go on my own. That movie is scary as fuck, but I love it. I'd probably be fine if I went alone because I've seen the movie so many times, but still. Also, I don't have the money to see a movie right now, so there's that. Movies are expensive as hell. The last movie I saw was the last Spider-Verse movie, the newest one. God, yeah. Ugh, I know. Movies are like crazy expensive. Good choice. Yeah, I mean, I saw the first Spider-Verse in theaters. I really wanted to see the second one in theaters too, and it was worth it. I'm glad I did. But yeah, that is the last time I went to a theater. Last year. Last summer. I would I would love to see Hereditary in IMAX though. That'd be so fucking scary. Holy shit. That was last summer. I know. It was so long ago. Oh, I have to go bother my wife now. Okay, I'm gonna save this and I am going to mute and be right back. I won't be too long. BRB. I told y'all I wouldn't be very long. Hello, hello. I am back. Oh, my ears popped.
¿Quieres?
Yes? Hi, Rosie. I will hydrate. And I will stretch. Hello. Hello, hello. Let me do a sip. And a stretch. Oh, how are you doing, Rosie? It's good to see you. Oh, no worries. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you're doing well. Oh, I needed this stretch, though. Ooh. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna finish shading this today. No, definitely not. I'm running a little low on energy, so kind of sleepy. That's fair. I'm glad you're doing good otherwise. How's matcha? I'm doing okay. I'm having a better day than I was yesterday. Yeah, just working on some art, chilling and vibing today. Doing okay. Yeah. Hell yeah. Um, I think once I'm done doing like the shadows on this guy, I think I'll end stream. So that won't take me too much longer. Oops. Ad starting soon. Good luck, everyone. I feel like I run a lot of ads, but like it's like 90 seconds every half an hour, I think, which I feel like is, I don't know. I feel like it's a lot, but it's also not that much. I don't know. I've experimented with ads, and this is what I've found to work best for me, so. And yeah, thank you, Dano. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, I just gotta do the head now. So no head. It didn't bother me when I got them. I'm glad to hear that. I'm very glad to hear it. Okay, let's start up here. Okay. We dancing, we vibing. We dancing and we vibing. Hell yeah, Rosie's dancing. Oh, flip. Thank you for the dance, Dano. Hell yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm almost done for now. Had a nice little dance break. Now I gotta focus. Good luck, Rosie. Thank you for stopping by, friend. You take care. Bye bye. Okay. Ugh. Ugh. Let's do a save. Add in 5 minutes. $5 minutes, everyone. He's emo. He's so emo. Good luck, everyone. Have a good ad. Okay, let's do the cheek fluffs. We're almost done. Hang in there, matcha. Cheekies, yeah. He's fluffy. I would like to pet him, but he'd probably claw the shit out of me, so. Do not pet the warrior cats. Counterpoint? Okay, okay. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good ad. What if Fluffy? Oh, okay. Well, fair enough. Go ahead. Understandable. Have a nice day. Um, this is also the midnight. This is a good song. What song is this? Explorers. Oob. Hold on 1 second. I'm back. The allure of bear ears. Do you know what I mean? Like how cute they are. Their little ears. How they're so cute. Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Their little ears. Bears are so cute, but they're so scary. Oh my
You've got
gosh!
mail.
Hi, Steph. Welcome on in, everyone. It's very good to see y'all. Welcome, Tropic Raid. Oh my goodness. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I hope you're having a great day. Hello, hello. I'm drawing a warrior cat right now. This is what I'm known to do. We're drawing cats. You were playing Paper Mario. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I hope you had a great time. Welcome on in. If you're new here, my name's Matcha. I use they, he pronouns, and I am a cyberbat who lives in your PC. Yeah, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. And yeah, make sure you go grab a snack, grab some water, and go take care of yourself. But yeah, thank you so much. Kitty? Yeah. I like drawing cats. Hell yeah. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Um, oh,
¿Quieres?
I will hydrate. Thank you, Kit. Oh, look at my ear and my hair. Look at it. Look at it. Let me do a hydrate. Oh my god, she's been released. Oh, it's getting chaotic. Thank you so much, Steph. I appreciate it. If you don't follow Steph, go follow them. They're so cool. They're also an artist. I love their art. I love it. I love the what is it called? Pepsi. I love the Hamstar. Hamstar is very cute. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Let's get back to work on some art. I'm hiding a bunch of layers because it's easier to shade. Yeah, thank you for all the redeems, Kit. Thank you for welcoming in the raiders with some chaos. Back to the emo cat. Um, I don't remember what we were talking about at all. That's okay. That is all right. We were talking about, let me scroll up. We were talking about how cute bears are. How scary and cute they are. Because I would like to pet a bear. But they are so scary. Big. Very big. Yeah, we are gonna end stream soon, but yeah, if you want to stick around for the next raid, I'd appreciate it very much. But if you got a blast, that's okay. Totally understandable. I gotta zoom and enhance to shade the teepees. Shade the teepees. Ba, ba, ba. Okay. Um, that looks good. Almost done shading the face. Well, doing the shadows on the face. Um, yeah, and then I think I'll find someone to raid after this. Okay, gotta do these big fluffy eyebrows. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned my donathon. We're $90 away from our second goal. If you'd like to check out all the goals and information. Oh my gosh, I can't spell. Check that out. Our second goal is a movie night in the Discord server. We'll decide on a movie and we'll all watch it together, and it'll be a lot of fun. Oops, wrong page. But yeah, if you'd like to contribute, check out my Ko-fi. Um, yeah, and thank you so much for supporting me. I really appreciate it. I've been having a good time so far, so. All right. It is I just missed 4:20. I was gonna say it's 4:20, and then the clock changed to 4:21. Tragic. It's always 4:20 in your heart. You're so right. You're so, so right. Um, oh, I didn't shade the eye, and I gotta do a little more shading under the hair. He's emo. Okay. I think that's good for the face. Ooh, let me stretch a little bit. Um, yeah, I think that's all I got in me for today. Sorry, gamers. I went for quite a while today, though. I'm pretty proud of myself. Uh, go on that layer for next time. We'll save this. I gotta export this anime eye. It's so good. It's so good. Uh, I don't need to watermark it. I do not need to watermark this anime eye. Okay, that's all saved. All right. Let me take off my artist glove. And we'll switch scenes real quick. Okay, let's go to this scene. Way over here. Um, yeah, thank you all so much for joining me today. Sorry, I'm looking at messages. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. I had a great day. I had a lot of fun drawing, working on stuff. And yeah, I hope you had fun too. Yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Let's look for someone to raid. Oh, a very loud ad. Very loud ad. I think we're gonna raid this person playing a scary game. Um, yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're gonna raid someone else with really big ears. um, Perfect. All right, there's all the info you need. Copy and paste whichever raid message works for you. And we're gonna go say hi to Dashi Pants. They are playing the Mortuary Assistant, which is a spooky game. So if you're not prepared for that, that's just a warning. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. Check out my Ko-fi if you want to see any of my Donathon information. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. So take care, everyone. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Bye.